Hey guys, we're back in the shop again today. We're gonna try and get this thing tore apart enough to order parts. Hopefully it's nothing really expensive. This has not been cobbled together. This is indestructible. I'm down to the last nut. I'm just gonna lift the tractor up a little bit. It is sitting on my block stand already, but just to make sure that there's no pressure on that tire, I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. And just to make sure that everything was sitting on there right, I made sure I took the loader off the ground so that the blocks are holding. I'm gonna drain the oil on here now. This is the fill plug, that's the drain plug. See what comes out and go from there. Now I did drain the oil on this hub 2 years ago. I changed the oil on this hub because the other side, we had issues with the sun gear in here. The main gear had issues, the bolt came loose or something like that. I had a mechanic come out and take it apart. This time, because I've seen it all apart, I'm gonna look at it myself. But the oil is fairly clean. It's not like it's dirty. It actually looks pretty good. So I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, so we got both tires off now. This tire's up. That tire's off. They both have about, this one's got a little bit more resistance to it than the other one, but everything still makes the same amount of noise. I see we have another little issue here. That'll cause for some bad wear on my tire, so I'm gonna be ordering that part too. That bushing is gone. Yeah, that's enough to cause some wear on a tire. See if this side does it. Huh, they both do it. That's weird. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it in 4-wheel drive. It's an old enough a tractor. That's how to engage 4-wheel drive. Just push the lever down. Now we're gonna see if we can find some noise. Nothing on that side. That's good. What about this side? I'm a little baffled as to what is happening here. I don't want to take anything apart because of seals. I don't have sealer gasket maker with me. Otherwise, I would pull this seal off and see how this is working. I'm gonna do some more figuring out here. Well, we've come to the conclusion that our issue is in there. So we have to drop this whole shaft. That's what we're working on right now. Taking the shaft apart, taking the steering apart, so we can keep this up and just drop this whole thing, because our issue is in there. Not fun. All right, a little brief summary of what we've got done here from what we figured out and everything. We have the hydraulic steering cylinder detached from the axle. It's bolted kind of up here on the top. On both sides, there's 2 bolts. We got it detached, it's just hanging here now. I got this back plate off. There's a little bit of a hairline crack there. And we are draining the oil out of it. We got a bunch of these nuts on this front hanger bearing undone. So what I'm hoping now is that when I pull the other 2 off the other side, that it will kind of pivot a little bit down. And depending on how it's all put together in here, as to whether I'll be able to cradle it down and forward kind of at the same time. It's a little bit difficult because of this being a bolt and not a nut. I don't know if I'm able to pop that out or not, as to whether we can slide this whole assembly forward and then down a little bit. So that's gonna be for another day. So as of now, I'm done in the shop because we're getting close to chore time. See you next time. And we're back for a bit. We're gonna see if we can get this front axle down. The plan is to undo the rest of these back bolts. There's just 2 more to do, one here and one on the other side. And we're gonna undo this hanger bearing and hope that we can get it to kind of tilt down and come down. We're gonna use a ratchet strap to tie up this so that this side doesn't just drop to the ground. And on the other side, I'm gonna use a come along and slowly drop that side down, then bring the come along to this side, lift it up, take the strap off, and then do the other side. This strap is just here to hold up the hydraulic cylinder. Well, let's get to it. Okay, all the pressure is off the axle, so I can, we're draining a little bit more oil because I tilted it back. So I'm gonna pull these hanger bearing bolts off, and hopefully she moves out. As I lay here underneath the tractor, looking up at what I need to take off. So this is our axle here. We took this apart hoping that this would come off from this, which it will, but there's these bolts, these nuts come off from on the front, and we cannot pull this whole thing out because those bolts are holding it in place. So this one needs to come off, and I can put these back on to hold this all in place. And this shaft, this is the drive shaft that comes from the transmission, which is right back in there. And I'm gonna take this shield off to see how this shaft piece here fits together. I'm hoping, because I have a feeling that this second hanger bearing on the back needs to come down with the whole assembly at the same time. I just don't know how it's attached, because generally it's not a straight shaft all the way through. There's got to be some way of disconnecting or something I don't think I need to drain the transmission oil in order to do that. I'm hoping it's just a spline in there. But we'll find out. We're gonna take this shield off and see what it says. We're winning. I won. So right here, this is a spline. I'm not sure how this is held on, but this is the actual drive shaft part. This should just be a collar. So once I pull these 4 bolts out, and these 2, this will be able to all kind of come down enough to get past these, and then it'll slide forward. Ah, that's a relief. All right, let's get to taking these 4 off, and we'll be that much closer. We're doing good so far. We're gonna come down a little bit more in order to get past this. And we're gonna get past that too. But I'm pretty sure that comes apart. So we're gonna get past this one and then see if we can pull it forward. And for all those who didn't know, I am not a mechanic by any means. I'm just cheap and don't want to send it to a mechanic to get fixed when I'm pretty sure I can fix it myself. All right, well, I'm stuck at about here. I need some more tools and I need an extra set of hands. So I'm going to say that's it for now, and I'll be back later. And I'm back again today. At this point, I'm just trial and error with a few different things because I'm not sure how it's gonna come apart. I took a couple of these nuts off thinking that this was gonna pull apart, and it stops. It doesn't go the whole way, it stops. So now part of me thinks that this will slide back on this shaft if I take this snap ring out. So now I'm going to take this snap ring off. Ta-da! There we go. There's the thing I needed. Now this whole thing will fall down. Will you look at that? I got it out! Tractors are not supposed to be 2 wheels. They're supposed to be 4. Well, this one is just 2 wheels. So, we're going to figure out why this doesn't work. And hopefully it's nothing super, super, super expensive. We'll see. Okay, well now I'm at a part where I'm stumped, so I gotta wait for some more help to come so that we can try and lift this piece here off. I don't know if that comes apart or if I gotta take this collar here piece out first. There is a little nut down in there, but it's pretty hard to get at that nut. And the wheels, these hubs still be spinning. So somebody might have to hold those while that's being done. Great.